Hey everybody, it's Michael with Gimbel Automation, and I want to put together a quick video here on what it looks like to configure a 2-op automation workflow like this one for essentially any CNC machine, and how to see what that would look like on your machine table through our online configurator. So the first thing that I want to go over is just the basics of how 2-op automation works. Basically, the goal with all of our systems is that we use grippers or grabbers that go into the ATC and into the spindle in order to load components, machine those components, unload the components, and take them through a whole automation sequence without any integration, without any robotics, and really critically using our automatic programming system, which I'll talk about in a little bit. I want to go over what that workflow looks like kind of step by step. We start with typically a vertically stacked tray of components, at least when we're doing production parts. And when we're doing 2-op automation, we use our software, we use a gripper and a grabber, and generally 1 to 2 automation modules, depending on whether we're using a 3-axis or a 4-axis implementation. But the first step after the material is loaded and all the work offsets are set is we run our automatically generated program, and that allows the system to grab the component and then load the component in the Op1 vise. At that point, our system will automatically go to your subprogram, and that subprogram will do the Op1 machining. And then it jumps back to our program where we grab the component automatically, place it in the flip station, flip it over automatically, regrip it, and then place it into the Op2 vise. Typically, this is going to be a soft jaw that's been cut. And then yet again, we jump out to your program for machining the Op2. We grab the component, we put it back, and then we rinse and repeat. And you can see here, the components are generally going to be vertically stacked. And one thing that's really cool, our system automatically plays musical chairs when we're doing vertical stacking like this. All of this code is parametric and automatically driven. And of course, one question that we get quite a lot is, hey, if you have this big tray of parts, why don't you put 100 Mighty Bite clamps and just make a giant fixture that goes on the table? And really, the main answer to that is just the speed of loading. You can see here in about 10-15 seconds, I'm able to load, in this instance, 25 components. We're just taking the stock, dropping it into the pre-constrained tray, and rinsing and repeating column by column. So this is basically what the workflow looks like. And one thing we don't talk about enough is that our software essentially automatically handles everything behind the scenes as far as the gripping and manipulation of components goes. The whole thing is really designed as a complete ecosystem where we're handling everything from the MCode integration to your machine, to the manufacturing of the AutoVises, to the comprehensive modules. Like our ecosystem goes so deep that we have, for instance, the MCodeAir kit, which allows us to control pneumatics by just plugging directly into the machine. Even a custom tubing to allow you to cleanly bundle all of your air tubing going into your QuickFlip grip module. So now I'm just going to jump over here to our 3D configurator. This is totally free. You can get to this from our homepage on our website just by going down here. And essentially the idea is that you can see exactly what this would look like on your machine. In here we have a database of around 350 machines with a couple dozen brands. If you don't see your brand, let us know just at our standard sales contact email, and we'll make sure to get it added. But we've done integrations on Haas, Brother, Fanuc, DN, Herco, a bunch of random Fanuc controls like Smart Machine and Micron. We've basically done implementations on almost every brand of machine, and we also have the only system that allows you to put grippers and grabbers into the machine, like spindle grippers, and actuate them without the use of through-spindle air coolant. So basically, we'll just do a setup. We'll do it as a machine that we have. We have a 2019 VF-2 YT that has next-gen control, and it does not have through-spindle air coolant. And then kind of our options here are going to be 1-op or 2-op automation. In this case, we're going to put 2-op automation just because I want to show that the workflow of going, loading a component into the Op1 vise, machining it, putting it into the flip station, and then going to the Op2 vise and then machining there. So I'm just going to put in our dev email, And then from here, this is going to let you kind of define everything in the process, and then you'll be able to see everything live on the table layout. So, we'll set a stock size. For instance, right now, we'll set our stock size to be 3 by 1 by 1. This can be round or rectangular. And just so you're aware, we have a software that looks a little bit like this one, but is a lot more advanced, that actually generates all of your code and has quite a bit more features. So typically, we offer that to customers who are doing a turnkey direct project with us, where we do their first implementation. And you can kind of see what this looks like. So we define the stock size, can be round, rectangular, and then the most common configuration on a 3-axis machine like this one, like this is what we have on our VF-2 YT, is going to be a single grip flip grip module, where we'll have the Op1 vise right here, generally be serrated hard jaws, unless we have like non-rectilinear stock. And then the Op2 vise is almost always going to be machine soft jaws to follow the contour of your component. Even if we could, grip a component that it has like a rectangular profile, we generally still want to cut a soft jaw, because we don't want that, marring feature of these like hard serrated dovetail jaws. And then for most systems, we kind of recommend a standard of 1 GimVac and 1 GimGripper. The GimVac, which in this case needs to be the flow link variant, is essentially a system that allows us to move air or coolant either through the spindle, or in the case of the flow link setup, when you don't have through air or spindle coolant available on the machine, we move it through an external block here, and then pass it through the rotor union, and then it goes and creates a Venturi vacuum. This one's really handy because obviously when we have raw stock like this one, that raw stock is going to essentially be without holes or any like particular features that would cause issues when grabbing with vacuum. And for a frame of reference, we've had people move around 25-pound parts with just a 2-inch diameter suction cup. So this is pretty flexible, pretty easy, and you don't even have to adjust like universal gripper fingers. And then depending on the part size, we're typically going to recommend a single gripper, whether that is a high force gripper or a standard gripper. Really just depends on your part mix. As a good rule of thumb, the standard gripper is kind of designed for everything from 0 to 5 pounds. And then the high force gripper is going to be able to support much, much larger amounts of weight. We've had people move around 50-pound components. Not that I recommend that, using the high force gripper. And then we'll go to the load tray here, and basically we just go and define what the gap is, and then define the number of X instances and Y instances, and we're going to automatically lay this out on the machine. You can see right here that Z instances is shown in this little grayed out section. When you do a project with us, you'll get access, if you do turnkey direct, to the ability to do Z stacking and automatic tray generation, which is kind of what you see here. When we unlock Z stacking, we're able to get sometimes 5 times, sometimes 20 times as many components in the same overall footprint inside of the machine window. And then we look at the table layout, and then I'm just going to reset the load tray position, and you can kind of see how many parts you're going to get. The rule is that all the parts have to be on center line or closer within the machine envelope. So what I'm going to do here, we'll move down an X instance, go to the table layout, we'll reset the tray position, and then that's going to be about the maximum amount of parts that we can lay out on the table. And then finally, essentially what that's going to do is give you the entire automation stack, all of the hardware that you would need for a full implementation. These generally are going to come out the same. There's some small tweaks between brands. For instance, like a Fanuc controlled machine is going to require a 24-volt converter on the MCodeAir kit. But basically, the way that it will build this system is an end-to-end solution handling all of the automation sequence specific to your machine. And of course, we can jump on a call with you and walk through that in more detail, and also about implementations that we can do for you on your components and production part numbers. But you can see here, I mean, we can change this to say a brother Speedio S700. The configuration is going to be mostly the same. We're just going to move to that 24-volt converter. And when I say that it's designed as a comprehensive ecosystem, I really mean it. We make the GripFlip grip module. Everything there is 96mm compatible. That handles the AutoVises as well as the QuickFlip station. We make the about 25 different models of grippers and grabbers. So we have the GimVac here and the Gim gripper in the kind of standard configuration. The MCodeAir to actually control everything. And we go so far as to make this OmniTube 7 product that allows you to have one clean bundle of airlines going into the manifold on the GripFlip Grip 5. And then, of course, our Spindle Storm chip fan. So that's kind of a quick walkthrough of what it looks like to see a layout on your machine. If your machine is on this list, we've almost certainly done implementations of it in the past. We're familiar with pretty much every control from the pre-NGC Haas to the modern Haas machines to Brother to Herco, even things like Heidenhain, the Mazak Mazatrol. We've done implementations on virtually every machine brand. If you have any questions, make sure just to reach out to our sales@gimbelautomation.com website, or you can book a demo and you'll get a call set up with me or someone on my team directly. All right, thanks so much.